Ready. Big Ben. Chukwuma.
Chukwuma, yeah, that's
Chukwuma.
yeah,
Chukwuma. All right. Nigerian.
yeah.
My man. So, Big Ben, one of my all-time favorites. Coming back in town here. Just signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fresh after the draft. Maybe or maybe not the highest signing bonus ever for an undrafted player and most guaranteed money. Great job, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You earned it, and I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
So Timo's got his Buccaneers lanyard back there. Tampa fan.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Absolutely. You ever been to their stadium?
Nah,
They have a literal pirate ship in like the end zone.
for real?
Yeah, it's. I think they shoot it off every time they score a touchdown or something, don't they? Yeah,
Wow.
I only played down there a couple times. But yeah. So congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so glad you're here. Let's just talk a little bit about. So what I like to do is life, football naturally, and then we'll talk a little bit about Triple F at the end if you think we're worth the crap around here, if we ever actually helped you with anything. So let's just talk a little bit about you. Like, where were you born? Sister, brother, mom, dad, cousins? How did you get here? How did you get to Georgia State?
Yeah.
Football? Just kind of give us a little rundown of Big Ben's life.
As everybody knows now, born and raised in Nigeria. Moved here my junior year of high school with my parents, but my older brother, came here before everybody just for school. Then I moved here with my mom and my sister because my dad had come here to check on my brother and stuff. So we moved there. I think it's 2017, 2018. Joined Georgia State because at first I wanted to play basketball and I was looking for programs, D1 programs and stuff to that I can play basketball for. Then I chose Georgia State. At first, it was Georgia State, UGA, and other schools. Georgia State, accepted me into their program. I was a neuroscience major. Going into my junior year of college, because I still wanted to play basketball. So every day I went to the rec. Every day I went to the rec to hoop, to play soccer. Then one of these days, I just saw a couple of football players just came in there, doing their thing. They looked cool and everything. I was like, okay, I want to join the football team. I want to look like them. I want to be cool like them. You feel me? So I walked up to one of the players. I can remember his name, C. Thompson. Walked up to him. I was like, yo, man, I'm trying to join the team. What should I do? He said, go talk to the coach. He's gonna like you. Go talk to the coach. The same day after I finished hooping in the rec, went to the front office to join the team. They told me, oh, today is actually the last day to sign up to join the team. I was like, wow, because if I didn't go there, I don't think I would have still been playing football. I signed up for tryouts, got my physical done, everything. Went into the tryouts. Every drill we did I did it for the first time. So
You've never played football at all in your life till then?
Nah, I joined the high school team, my senior year, but I didn't really do anything because I didn't know what was going on. So I was just standing in the sideline. So that's when I got introduced to football. Then, 2020, going to my junior year of college, that's when I decided to, walk on for Georgia State. I walked on, tried out. Out of 40 people, I was one of the 7 that made the team. After that, it was just like a slow and steady, progression for me. It was from, because it wasn't really easy, man. It went from trying to navigate school, my dad and me transporting myself to the campus. So like, thank God that during the period of time, my mom got like a job in Grady, and Grady is a hospital like close to school. So my mom, every day we wake up by 4, we pray, we get ready. She drives off to school. So she dropped me off in the stadium. She dropped my sister off on campus. Then she goes to work. So that is literally my life, like through every day. Getting into 2023, that's when like everything just slowed down for me. That's when I actually got in the game. Played my first snap, my first ever football snap. Then 2024, I started, and now I'm here. So,
Holy moly. Well, so I always kind of pick one thing.
yeah,
It was the last day of signups.
yeah,
And that's a lesson to everybody is like, God will talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, God said, "Man, go talk to those football players.
Yeah.
They look cool." Or that, like God pushed you. Boom, you got the courage to go talk to them.
Yeah.
Now, hey, go talk to the coach. And it's like God set everything up
Yeah.
like perfectly
Yeah.
for you to be sitting right here, right now.
Yeah.
If you'd have gone home and slept on it and then waited a few days and I don't know, should I not? Boom, it would have been too late.
Yeah.
And who knows what your life would look like. Not that
Yeah.
it would be bad because you're a great, awesome human being and do things the right way, but maybe it wouldn't have been football.
Yeah.
It's like when those opportunities arise, guys, girls, everyone of every age, go.
Yeah.
Just go attack it. And then the next thing is you got a badass mama.
Yeah.
Who it didn't matter what it took, didn't matter what time she had to wake up, what time she had to go to bed, like she's going to get her kids where they need to be successful. And that's awesome. So when your brother first came over, so how, just educate me a little bit. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So
2022, I got my citizenship.
How does all that stuff work?
So I moved here 2017, but low key Georgia is my second home because we come here for vacation and stuff. I have like family in Georgia, so we come like once every year for vacation. So like we built up our green card, and you have to have like your green card for a certain period of time for you to be eligible to become a citizen. So we had our green card. I can't remember since when, but it was time for us to get our citizenship. So 2022, we applied for our citizenship and got it.
So the whole family applied at once and got it.
Yeah, so everybody's a citizen.
Does it? If so, the fact that you came here for all those vacations and you had family here, that helped, or it doesn't really matter?
It didn't really help because it was more like you just came here to do fun, not like socialize and stuff. It was just fun stuff. And no, because when I moved here, I thought we were coming for vacation. Then boom, next week my mom was like, "Go get ready. We're looking for a school for you." So I'm like, so yeah, it's way different from coming here for vacation and coming here for school and stuff like that.
So how much different is Georgia?
Yeah.
And so how big is Nigeria? Is not a huge country.
It is.
It is huge.
Yeah.
So give me as like Texas huge or like U.S. huge?
I say it's bigger than U.S.
Really?
Yeah, Nigeria. Yeah, Nigeria is.
Shows how much I know, Tim. I graduated from PAL.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nigeria's huge.
Yeah.
So now I just learned something.
Yeah, big country.
So it's huge. So is there better areas of Nigeria, worse areas, war areas, gang? How's Nigeria kind of structured? Like why did you leave?
I mean, we lived Nigeria for a better opportunity, but like we weren't struggling in Nigeria. We had a big house, bigger than the one we have here. We had like a gate man to open our gate. We had like cleaners and stuff. So it was more like my parents saw it as an opportunity for us because that's his own stuff. That's his own. He wants us to get ours. So he saw it as a medium of, okay, we're gonna give you guys this opportunity to go make something for yourself. So it was the main reason. That's the main reason we left Nigeria. But Nigeria is more like, if you have money, Nigeria is a good country to be in. It's like you enjoy Nigeria because there's so much thing you can do, like the security and all. You can get away with a lot of stuff if you have money in Nigeria. But if you're poor or if you're middle class, surviving is really hard because our government is terrible, like very, very terrible. Like all they do is borrow money like in trillions of dollars and they steal it. They don't do anything in the country. So like everybody, even the rich and the poor, everybody's finding a way to leave the country because Nigeria is a country that should be great because of the resources we have, but based on the corruption of the government and everything, it's brought us down, way down than we should be.
What a shame.
Yeah.
So gate man, house cleaners,
Yeah.
big house, but your dad says, you know what, even though I've accomplished a lot and I have a good life, I feel like there's better opportunities for my children in America. So your father literally takes a step backwards to make sure that his kids have bigger opportunities.
Yeah,
well,
basically, yeah.
So you get a badass dad too.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about just African culture and dad. I know it's I don't want to use the word rigid or militant, but it's not lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
So just tell everybody, because most of the people that watch this are,
Yeah.
American kids or
Yeah.
folks, football people or whatever. So not many people that watch this have been in Nigeria in their
Yeah.
life or understand that culture. So just talk a little bit about culture there versus culture here, and what you are proud of from your Nigerian culture now that you're here. If you have a family one day, like maybe this in America is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, just tell us a little bit about that.
I mean, the main thing I noticed was when I came to America and I saw kids calling their teachers by their first name. I was like, whoa, because it's way different in Nigeria. Respect is a big thing in Nigeria, and like my dad, his main thing is on discipline, respect, and that's literally all we talk about. Is more like you have to be perfect. Like if you all A's, okay, all A's and a B. Why did you get a B? Someone that's this person that's getting all A's don't have two heads. So why you getting a B? So it's more like everything you do that they have to like look for. Oh, this. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? It's more like they want you to be the best. They want you to be the shining star in every room you're going into. So like when I went back in Nigeria, I was not really good at math. Like I struggled in math. But when I came here, like literally students were paying me to, sit close to me during math tests and stuff. So that's the way education wise is more rigid. There is more the way they teach it is more. You gotta study. You actually gotta study. But when I came here, it was more like I don't really have to study to pass the exams because they're actually giving me like open notebook because I've never heard of open notes in my life before when I till I moved here and other stuff like that. So like respect wise, um, whooping, I got my ass whooped so many times and it's not no regular belt or it's more like a cane.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the tree. So yeah, it's way different. Like the culture, everything is just way different from Nigeria to America. It's just everything different. Like I still find it hard to like call someone by their first name because I just feel like I'm disrespecting the person. So yeah, it's way different.
Well, how about that to all our American families out there? Nigeria, has schooling that's rougher and tougher, and actually, don't never mind. Don't get me started. I'm not going to become political. But yeah, man. So when it comes to, because my dad had these two wooden paddles that he duct taped together. That's what he
Yeah.
would whip my ass with.
Yeah,
But sometimes he would whip me because he was having a bad day,
Yeah.
because he had drank too much.
Yeah.
And this was mostly when I was older. When I was younger, before he started drinking like he did, God rest his soul, I typically got an ass whipping when I deserved it, when I
Yeah.
did something wrong.
yeah,
And if I ever disrespected my mama, it was, which I learned early not to do ever.
yeah,
So when he was sober and he was doing good,
Yeah.
like I got my butt whipped when I acted up.
yeah,
But also there was that kind of, once again, the American, like it was just different.
Yeah.
So like with you and your pops now, because us as Americans, like you go through these three phases with your dad. Most people,
yeah,
it's like you idolize your dad, and then you hate him, and then you become best friends.
yeah.
So do you feel like in the Nigerian culture you ever hit that best friend part with your dad, or is he always like the OG respect, like you just don't ever get to that friend land with him? Because that's what it feels like to me a little bit. Is that right or no?
I mean, yeah, right now I haven't witnessed it. It's just more like, from what I know, is that like our dads, like Nigerian dads, they see themselves as the provider, the protector, and everything. So they don't really give room for the lovey-dovey stuff, and so it's more like I have conversations with my dad, but till now it's more like school discipline, work, not like your girlfriend or basic conversations like that. It's more like your school. Okay, what is your plan for tomorrow? Okay, what you doing now to set yourself apart from others? Okay, your future, things like that. So it's till now. So I feel like it's more like probably when they get older and everything is more softer, and because once you get older, you become more like a baby. So I feel like that's when
Yeah, no doubt. You get old and soft. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got no fight left in you. You're tired of fighting.
yeah, basically. So I feel like it's getting there. It's getting there.
So what do you? So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have an older brother and a younger sister.
I love it. So, do you think, as a dad, one day that you'll do a little bit of the lovey-dovey stuff? You get Americanized, or are you gonna be all rugged? And what do you think?
I'm definitely going to do the lovey-dovey stuff. because,
Okay, all right.
Yeah, to give my kids room to come talk to me and stuff. And yeah,
Well, I know. I will say this: like, that's the way your dad knows how to love you.
Yeah.
That's probably all he. That's probably the way he was taught.
Yeah.
And he probably never saw America until, well, didn't live here full time. He was.
I mean, he did college here.
Did he?
Yeah, he did college here. Got his first bachelor's in Illinois University, I think.
So he born and raised in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Came to college here and then went back.
Then went back.
Started his family, built a good life, and then brought all you guys back here. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, he's just OG Nigerian dad, man.
Yeah.
He's about that business.
Yeah.
Business first, business
Yeah.
second,
Yeah.
and then he'll be an old baby one day, and you'll get a little bit of lovey-dovey out of him.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, that's one thing I'll say just as a dad is typically as a dad, we do the exact same thing our parents did, or we do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's very rare, even in leadership, like
Yeah.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
You see all these Bill Belichick coaches. What happens to all of them?
Yes.
They all get fired
Yeah.
because they all try to be Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
They try to do the exact same thing he did, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, you're not Bill Belichick,
Yeah.
and you don't have Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, or they go and they do the exact opposite, like like Nigerian dad to
Yeah.
whoever else. Like that's what I've noticed that the best men do, the best coaches, the best leaders is like put yourself around as many awesome leaders as you possibly can and just take a little bit from all of them. Like,
Yeah.
I love that he did that. I love that he does that. And then whatever, 50, 60, 70% of you is naturally going to be your parents because they raised you, and that's where your
pretty
moral
much,
compass was built. But
Yeah.
but good for you, man. I love it. Well, yeah, what a crazy story.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for you because, like I told you downstairs earlier when you were beating me up, you're a ball of clay. So all you have to make sure you do, like I've told you a bunch, is don't expect to be a pro football player day one.
Yeah.
Shit, you've been playing football for how long?
4 years.
Straight out the rec center.
Yeah.
Rec center to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 48 months. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing I tell people all the time is to all you folks out there, football is the one sport you can start later
Yeah.
because there's only so many 6'6", 300 and how many ever pound, 35-inch armed, like freaks of nature in the world.
Yeah.
Whereas baseball, you better start playing baseball when you're 8 or you're not going to be any good at it.
Yeah.
Basketball, very rarely do somebody, as you found out, like
Yeah.
you couldn't get, no matter how many times you hooped at the rec center, the basketball
Yeah.
coach never came calling. That football coach
Yeah.
did though, right?
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
so now it's like, just give yourself grace, man, because
Yeah.
you got a big heart to where you're going to light up every room you're in. What were you, the Night Stalker, right? That's what they called you around here. Like, you were everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
So everybody loves Big Ben,
Yeah.
but you also, we won't bring up any names, but there was one moment that was my favorite moment of the entire combine season. Somebody said something to piss you off, and you kind of gave them a little bit of a warning. They didn't listen. And then you kind of took one step towards them, and they, started quivering. It was awesome. So, perfect, big heart,
Yeah.
loving. Like I said, the Nigerian culture of your dad with discipline and respect, but also, a big heart and just wants to love people, but
Yeah.
has that switch of like, don't push me too far. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you what Big Ben really is. You just got to give yourself grace, dude.
Yeah.
And until you learn this football thing,
Yeah.
because everybody in the world knows what you can be, and they gave you all that money and are bringing you in because they know what you can be,
Yeah.
not because they think you're ready to start in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So just understand that and just keep trying to get better. You're obsessed with getting better, which it fires me up.
Yeah.
All right, Triple F. If you have anything good to say.
No, I'm blessed because I'm blessed. I was because I had a previous agent. I was meant to go up to Grossetti, I think, but I switched my agents when getting close to the to pro day and stuff. So like he brought me here, and like I said, I'm blessed to be here. Like the people I've met, it just when I come here to train, it's just comfortable for me. So like me, I love working in a comfortable situation, because in a comfortable situation you work your hardest, and when you work your hardest uncomfortable situations, you can, prevail. So like coming here is meeting everyone I met, everybody I've spoken to, all the advices I've gotten with the other guys I trained with, like it's just been a blessing. And I know, the relationship I've built is, something I don't play with. It's something, I want to grow and over the years to come. So it's, yeah, so Triple F is definitely going to be seeing me as long as I'm still playing football, definitely going to be seeing me every time I can come up here.
Well, don't just let it be football. You're more than welcome to move to Knoxville at any point. You can raise your family here with me. Well, I'll say this: Rodney Hudson, Rodney,
Yeah.
who's the godfather of my oldest son.
Yeah.
We met combine training at IMG in Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah.
Rodney's a black dude from Mobile, Alabama, whose first job was, at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm a redneck from Powell, Tennessee. My first job was at Hump Hammer's Market in Delhi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason that Lee Smith and Rodney Hudson ever become best friends.
Yeah.
But there's no reason that a kid from Nigeria and Esapole, a Polynesian from the Bay, and Luke Smith, an old redneck from Tennessee, and Joe, and like the brotherhood that not only the game of football. I say this all the time, like baseball players, you got a Asian dude, a Dominican dude, and a white or black dude.
Yeah.
They don't even speak the same language. Like Major League Baseball has literal players on a team that can't even communicate with each other. It's crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
Basketball is smaller in numbers, and there's not as much diversity a little bit, especially with all the European players coming out. But nothing like football offensive line.
Yeah.
The offensive line on a football team is the most diverse group of human beings from different backgrounds that become brothers than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the military, any other sport, there's obviously other areas where people can grow bonds from different backgrounds, but nothing as diverse as football.
Yeah.
And the offensive line mostly.
Yeah.
Most of the DBs all look the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? The offensive line, it can be literally white, black.
Yeah.
It's so cool watching you guys build a bond. And the combine class is a big bond.
Yeah.
It's like your signing class in college or your rookie class that you're about to join in Tampa. Like all you guys are going to be brothers because you're going to be going through the same shit of being rookies all together at once. And the combine is the same way. So I'm happy for you. I'm glad you switched to my man Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Marshall's he's a funny one. That's my guy. He's always gonna keep us employed during combine season for sure. But I hope that we gave you everything that you wanted when you came here, big dog.
Yeah, everything. Like when I went to the Falcons Pro Day, and they were doing like the shooting drill. I did it. The sound of the bat echoed in the room. They were like, "Okay, where did you train?" I was like, "Yeah, I trained in Triple F." So things like that is something that is exciting.
That's awesome. Man. That's awesome. Well, Led and those guys in Atlanta are my buddies. So, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I want you to grow. I want you to grow as a man when you're here.
Yeah.
Mostly, you're at a point in your life to where maybe football keeps going and you make $100 million. Maybe you never play football again.
Yeah.
All of you guys, and I don't mean you. You just, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
As long as you don't let your mind get frustrated when you're in this. This next year is going to be hard because you're going to want to grow so much faster than what's rational.
Yeah.
It's not rational for you to think that you're going to all of a sudden just boom know what the 8-year vet knows.
Yeah.
But if you just work your ass off and grow fast, but you'll be fine. But certain guys, maybe they play 10 years, maybe they play 0. But they're for sure going to be husbands and fathers and leaders, and they have these big bodies and big personalities. So that's my number one goal every year is that all of you guys grow as men, and whether it's me, Rich, whoever, Rodney, John, Breno.
Yeah.
God, my man Breno. But a very, very close second is knowing that we're the best in the business at this football thing.
Definitely.
And that when you get to camp and that when you go to those pro days, they're like, "Oh, where you been?" It's like, yeah, I've been with dudes that get it.
Yeah.
And not just me. These guys that I bring around are a lot better than I am. So I love it, man. Well, to see you smile and to have you back around is awesome. Get another grind day in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get your butt back to Atlanta and then go kick people's ass. That's what you do.
Thank you, sir.
Love you, big dog.
Thank you. Love you too.
Hut. Give me hut.
Hut.
Yeah.